It's the penultimate round and we're on the sunny seaside of Croatia for Dragon Trail. Vitman G still in with a chance to win his second ever IGTL Championship. What can May do to return as we head into Croatia? Here we are then, it is JPS Rain on pole position, who has entered into these final two races of the season now. On pole position with Racer Tay second. What's going to happen? It's lights out and away we go. To cracking start from Raiden off the front row of Racer Tay. Tries to cover him off. Vitman G looks to jump into second as well, as we can see the cars shuffling down. Raiden getting an incredible launch off the line. Now Donna's trying to get involved, whereas Racer Tay's been pushed down the order a bit. Now there's one of the Mercedes as well getting involved. Frosty tries to get down the inside of them all. Raiden looking to accelerate away, and there looks to be a bit of contact in the background there, and I think there was contact somewhere. Robo and Squeaks he straddles the curb around the outside, and now here comes Squeaks. He's trying to get around the outside of Racer Tay, and he does it. Does he quite? No, not yet, not enough. And Squeaks goes off. Sissy goes further off in the background there, and then there's Robo forcing his way through up the field as well. Foxy is also doing well inside the top 10, and there's Dr. Robo in the background of the other Aston Martin covering off for TNT. Squeakers is ghosting. I think he might have taken a penalty or some damage from that incident there now. Robo trying to catch up to the back of Racer Tay to give him something in an attempt to try and overtake and make an attempt into the top 5 as we charge down the hill now. Raiden got an incredible start. Here's May coming down the inside on Frosty. May goes down the inside and May's into third place. Frosty gets a bit of a squirm on the exit, and now that's Night Donna all over the back of BJ Robert 28. Squeakers is now trying to defend from Melond, and now then is Squeaksy is indeed still in 8th place as we see them going through the bus stop chicane, a very tricky chicane. Robo clats the barrier, and he's in the wall. Robo is in the wall, and BJ Robert 28 looks to drop a long way down. Melond does indeed overtake. There's NCC, Dr. Robert Crazy, but it's Hubble Fraggins going very close to each other now in the background. There's Ada 2014 at the last with Robbo behind him. Crazy Buttocks goes down the inside on Dr. Robbo. Dr. Robbo loses the position, and now Hubble Fraggins makes contact. Dr. Robbo gets a bit of a squirm on, gets it back in control, and he's still ahead of Hubble Fraggins. And we end the first lap now. Dr. Robbo and the Aston Martin in the slipstream of the Lexus. And now then, EM Team 3 guy is about to try and make the move on Foxy down the inside into turn 1. It switches to the chicane, and Dr. Robbo in the background makes the move back on Crazy Buttocks. Down the inside goes Foxy, but M3 guy fights back. F3 guy fights back, and Foxy gets a squirm on the exit, gets a wiggle on in that Aston Martin, and now he's the threat to Incisi. Incisi looking to threaten M3 guy and get in front now. Raiden has got a huge gap already at the start of this race. Vitman G, May, Racer Tay, and Extra Frosty are 3rd, 4th and 5th. Very close, and May has had a great start to this race as he jumps up into 3rd place. Crazy Bullets down at the back, and that's Ada. Ada has gone off. PJ Row 28 is down into 15th place with catching onto the back of Hubble Fraggins. Crazy Buttocks is just ahead of these two, and now then, here we go then, catching up. Down the inside goes M3 guy on Incisi. Incisi looks to try and defend, and that's not enough at the moment. And there we go. So Incisi looks to go through on M3 guy. Foxy's just covering off his teammate for this race, Dr. Robbo, the father of BJ Robbo. It could get confusing. Now then, Incisi still on the back, follows M3 guy through the bus stop chicane. They all manage to get through. No, they don't. Dr. Robbo clouts the barrier on the bus stop chicane. His race is not looking to go too well. And now then, Incisi on the back of M3 guy. Is Incisi going to get through? He's had a mediocre season this season in the IGTL as we come toward the end. He's running a birthday livery on his Subaru, as it is his birthday at the time of doing this race. Now then, Sissy on the back of M3 guy. That Subaru is not known for its straight line speed, so what can it do here today? M3 guy goes defensive. Not quite. No, M3 guy looks to just hold his line, and Sissy switches to the inside. That's not enough, and Sissy's not through. He's not been able to make it, and in the end, Sissy does not get the overtake done. Foxy's catching up to Robbo. He's trying to hold on there. He's not really in any good position. There's Melond, and now these three have bunched right up together, and Racer Tay has overtaken May, and now it's got Extra Frosty in 5th place, 6th place, 7th place. Is Nike Donna, the home driver in his home race, the Croatian race. What can he do in front of the home fans? BJ Robert 28 is now ahead of Crazy Bugs and Hubble Fraggins. I wonder if they've had some sort of incident, because they were a long way in front of this man, Robbo, the son of Dr. Robbo, who was got sent to the back on the first lap, and in fact someone has completely gone. It is indeed Foxy, and this will have Dr. Robbo into 11th place, and his son BJ Robbo 28 falls through into 12th place now, chasing down his father. Insisty gets down the inside on M3 guy, and Insisty moves further into the top 10. That is a great move, as we saw just caught the back end of that Sissy getting a bit interesting line through that chicane there. It's a very tricky bus stop chicane, and it can have the potential to ruin your race, and he's in the barrier, and Dr. Robbo has absolutely clattered the barrier, and PG Robertson flies through, and Crazy Buttocks also bounces his way, ping-pongs his way through the bus stop chicane. Insisty defending his way now from May. Squeakers is in 7th place, trying to catch up to the back Melon. It's been a great start for Squeakers, running around 7th place in the midfield. Night Donna on the back of Extra Frosty. Race Day's really broken away from these lot. Now, can Night Donna do anything? Where's May ended up in all of this? He's ended up a long way down somehow, so I wonder if he's had an off somewhere. Melon gets a bit of a tank slapper coming out of turn 3 as we come now into turn 4, a fast corner which swings instantly into the braking zone of 5. We've seen Squeaks get it wrong there already. We will see if anybody else dares try and make a move through turn 4. It can be done, but it requires a lot of confidence in the car's ability. Meanwhile, though, whilst all this is happening, Melody is pushing Night Donna through this squibbly bit on the middle sector as Melon chases them down. That Volkswagen, we've seen it time and time again, is really quick on the straights. And now Extra Frosty, and they go 3 wide, very nearly 3 wide, coming down the bottom, and they still are going 3 wide. Down the inside goes Melon, and he's got them both, and Frosty re-overtakes Night Donna, and now Frosty's up into 5th. Night Donna did not make anything from that, but Melon's got them both. Impressive move from Melon. What a move that was. And now Melon, as he charges his way through the bus stop chicane in 4th place to try and catch up to Racer and make a crack onto the podium. Meanwhile, Vitman G in championship contention. May needs to outscore Vitman G by quite some points if he wants the title fight to go down to the wire in Catalonia. And as it stands, May's in 8th, Vitman G 2nd. This would crown Vitman G the world champion for the 2nd time in a row. So Night Donna catches up now onto the back of Extra Frost. He's going to try and give everything he can. Vitman G in 2nd place, trying to decrease that gap to Raiden. It looks like it's happening as Raiden losing a bit of control. The Ferrari, not known for its tyre wear. In fact, no, it is known for how bad its tyre wear, so it is kind of known for its tyre wear. The Volkswagen of Melon is fending off 4th place from Frosty there. Now, as we got them flying through. So then, who's going to come out on top then? We've got Extra Frosty trying to hold off against the home driver Night Donna, who's going to want to impress his home crowd. Meanwhile, Vitman G is catching up to the back of JPS Raiden, who is... These three have been title rivals since season 3 when they both entered. They were both contenders for the championship. Vitman G did not do enough races in season 3 to win the championship. He did a full season in season 4, won the title. Raiden also did season 4 and lost out to Vitman G. Now Raiden's not done a full season, and it looks like Vitman G is going to be the world champion. He's had an incredible season as Vitman G. He's done everything right, and as he comes through the chicane, and Vitman G, has he made the move into the chicane? No, he's not. He tried, he had a look there, he thought about it, didn't quite get it. It looks like Raiden's holding Vitman G up, and now Racer T could be in contention to get the both of them for the lead of this race. This race has suddenly gotten interesting, and here comes Racer T to come down the inside into the final corner. Down the inside goes Racer T, and he is through, and that is 2nd place now for Racer T. Raiden dives into the pit lane, as does Vitman G. Racer T now inherits the race lead as the Ferrari driver pits. So that leaves Extra Frosty up into 2nd, Night Donna 3rd, but for how much longer? Because Night Donna is on the back of Frosty, and it looks like it's possible for Night Donna to make his way through, and he switches, he organises himself onto a move around the outside of 2. No, it's not enough into turns 2, 3 chicane. Squeaker's falling out in 4th. He's having an incredible race at the moment. He's doing everything right. He squeaks for what he needs to be doing, fighting for that 8th place in the championship. Night Donna is just behind Extra Frosty, and it doesn't look like he's gaining. That Subaru's better in the corners than it is on the straight, so the chassis of that Subaru might be its weak strong point. Squeaker spins round on the exit of turn 5. No, Squeakers, it's gone horrifically wrong. And here comes Insisty, who looks to get past. Yes, he does. What about M3 guy? Does M3 guy follow through? Not quite. That's BJ Robert 28 fending off against JPS Raiden. If you think back to Interlagos, these two had an incident, a rather interesting incident, that then descended into a fallout between these two. They seemingly gone back together again now, in the sense that they're getting along nicely. Let's hope they do not collide for a second time. Now, meanwhile, Robbo's teammate Melon is having to defend from somebody else, Crazy Buttocks. Dr. Robbo is having a nightmare first race in the IGTL, down in 14th. It's not the race he'd have hoped to make an impact for Aston Martin. Aston Martin's drivers have been struggling, most notably Foxy, who's just not been having anything go well to him. And Raiden is through on BJ Robbo 28, and that means that the number 12 is dropped down to 8th place now, and now Raiden looks to instantly make the move on M3 guy. He is through, and the move is done. Raiden is now up in a 6th place. What huge gains this is for a man competing for the race lead. How much further can he go into this race? M3 guy dives it into the pit lane. BJ Robbo 28 will now move up, and now the next man is Vitman G, who's chasing down Robbo. But meanwhile, we got these replays, so this is on board with BJ Robbo 28 at the start on the Volkswagen. We shall see how he does. Let's go out. It's been not very good, as you can see from both Robbo and Melon. The initial launch is just not very good in this Volkswagen, as you can see them all flying past. It makes it up on the straight line speed. Obviously Insis is struggling without that straight line speed. You could hear very late braking there from Robbo. That was brave and possibly an interesting incident. No one looked to have been completely harmed at that first chicane, so it looked for the most part things went okay. So now on board with Squeakers. He's starting in 8th place. Lights go out. Slightly better launch on Lexus. Well, the launch didn't get the second phase, though, as he gets into the slipstream. You can see there's Racer Tay just dropping back. Ooh, an interesting move there from Tay. Just moves over right off the start, kind of completely denying Squeaks. Then May gives him a taste of his own medicine. He hits. So that would explain how Night Donner ended up going slightly wider than he had hoped. But that was probably on the cleaner side. If you remember back to the other couple of Dragon Trail races, there usually is a crash on that first chicane, so it's a bit of a surprise that there wasn't, and he just runs, Squeaks just runs wide, gets over the curb and just completely loses it. Wasn't too bad on this occasion, but Race Day gets back through. So meanwhile, back to the racing then. This is BJ Robbo 28 having to defend from Vitman G, the man competing not just for a race win here, but for his second IGTL championship. No driver has ever won more than one IGTL championship. Can Vitman G be the first, not only to be a double champion, but to be 2 consecutive back-to-back champions? This would put him in the record books as one of the all-time greats of the IGTL, which is still only into its 5th season. And Vitman G tries to get down the inside, and he is into turn 4, but he runs immediately wide and out to play with the sandcastles. You're not going to win any championships out there. Maybe the rally championship, but this is not a rally championship. Vitman G doesn't only just lose that position back to BJ Robbo 28, he loses an awful lot of time, and Raiden still moving his way up the order. Crazy Buttocks similarly recovering from an incident. So with JPS Raiden now so far up the road in comparison, as he's about to shape up a move, and down the inside on Squeakers, he comes down the inside under the braking zone, and he does make the move work, and Raiden is now back into the top 5. He's a man on a mission. Another man on a mission is Night Donner, who has passed Extra Frosty. Frosty looking to try and regain a position on Night Donner. It's not quite enough at the moment, and that is indeed a struggle. Racer Tay pits in from the race lead. He's gone quite the amount of races now without a win. He'll be hoping that this one could be his possibility to break that stalemate of wins that he isn't getting, and this Squeaker's looking like he was going to make a move on Raiden. Didn't quite. Night Donner does go on to lead his home race now, and in fact there was someone else making a move in the background out of 2014 down at the back, but these 3 backmarkers rather unknowingly look to be having a bit of a scrap, with Dr. Robbo leading his teammate Foxy's Adder. Sort of just cuts the corner there. It's not been a good season for Foxy and Adder. Dr. Robbo's only doing his first race, but this has not been a good race for him. Night Donner then does lead JPS Raiden, but now with Vitman G in clean air, not having to fight his way through field of cars, is going to make the impact. Crazy Buttocks coasts his way onto the mainstream. Cars now coming out of the pits. Here's Hubble Fraggins, Night Donner's teammate. Obviously it started off with Ninja as a teammate, then obviously Ninja left the team, Here's BJ Robert 28 coasting out of the pit lane now. Does he get out in front of M3 guy? I do not think so. Meanwhile, Hobble Fraggins now trying to catch up to the back of Mess Squeakers. Is it going to be enough? Is Fraggins going to do it and overtake Squeakers? No, he's not, because Fraggins goes incredibly wide. That's not enough at the moment for him to get him through, and he's going to have lost a bit of time there. Squeakers, I do believe, coming just out of the pits, but he's going to have fresher tyres as well, which will play into his advantage. Meanwhile, in the background, you've got BJ Robbo 28 on the back of M3 guy who has come out of the pit. So Robbo and M3 guy, they've overtaken each other. Most importantly, Robbo has overtaken M3 guy. They've been in their battles for the most part, most of the season. Squeakers are still edging out over Fraggins, so extending the advantage here. But coming down into this hairpin, we've seen a few moves being made, most notably JPS Raiden. Race to go slow, that allows May through into 5th place. It's still not enough to keep the title fight going. It looks like May's championship dreams might be over, or at least for this season, with Hobbo Fraggins getting dangerously close to the back of Squeakers. BJ Robert 28 is getting dangerously close to the back of M3 guy. As Hobbo Fraggins got enough. That was a horrific run through the chicane. That might have lost him a whole heap of time, and it has. And now Hobbo Fraggins has lost sight of Mess Squeakers. Meanwhile, BJ Robert 28 is a long way behind M3 guy, so it doesn't look like anything's going to happen. And he goes through it! And Robbo's come down the inside, and what a move that was! And has it worked? Yes, it has. What a move from BJ Robert 28. He came from absolutely miles back. Where on earth did that one come from? That was something from BJ Robbo 28. Incredible. Now then, meanwhile, though, moving on, we've got Extra Frosty on the back of Race Day. Can Frosty overtake Race Day inside the top 5? Obviously, Race Day used to have allegiance with Subaru for 2 seasons, in seasons 2 and 3. Now he's racing against a Subaru in the form of Extra Frosty, with Race Day 5th place at the moment. He's doing relatively well his Race Day. He's not really in contention for the race win, but I mean, he's trying his everything. Unfortunately, Race Day, I believe, might even have the record for the most wins without a championship to his name. A rather unfortunate record to have. We've got Hobbo Fraggins now trying to catch up to the back of Mess Squeakers still. Meanwhile, BJ Robert 28 will be trying to catch up to Hobbo Fraggins after he made that brilliant move from quite far back as well to get M3 guy. Move, and it worked perfectly well. I don't think any of us were expecting that one to happen. Hobbo Fraggins still trying to catch up to Squeakers. He looks to be struggling a bit, but Hobbo Fraggins, I think we said this in the other race about Hobbo Fraggins this season, it's really been a season of 2 halves. He's really turned around his season. He was making sloppy errors in the first couple of races and struggling to score points. Meanwhile, now he's really put the effort in, and it's looking incredible for Hobbo Fraggins. And he's doing quite well, and now he's competing solidly within the midfield. If he could hook up a full season of performances like it has been, then he would be a key and strong contender for the midfield, and he would be someone maybe to fear for other midfield drivers. We've got Extra Frosty and Night Donna still going at it for 6th place. Racer Tate is indeed in 5th, and in 4th is May trying to catch up. We've got Melon somehow ended up on the podium out of all this, so we can see them flying through. Yeah, Squeaker's still trying to catch up to the back of Insissi. Hobbo Fraggins is there. Here comes Pete, and someone's gone. Someone has completely gone. It's Insissi who slides out over turn 4, and that's gone horrifically wrong for him. That's not how he thought this was going, and Insissi has not got that one right. Meanwhile, here comes Night Donna on the back of Extra Frosty. It's not enough on this occasion. So this is a reap on board with Robbie. You can see visibly how far back he is, and then get harder on the brake, come through, and that was quite the well executed move from quite far back that direction. Meanwhile though, Night Donna on the back of Frosty a little bit closer to what Robbo did to M3 guys. He follows him through the chicane. Here comes Extra Frosty, bouncing his way through the walls. The car dances its way along the circuit from barrier to barrier. Vitman G, Raiden into the pits. Yellow flags, we believe that could be added 2014, causing issues stopping on the road, and it is. May in, Vitman in, Raiden in, Melon in, Racete out. He remains on the track, races through, takes the lead of the race now. Night Donna, Frosty also staying out. Are Racer Tay, Night Donna and Frosty trying to do a one-stop? Because if they are, they could be an opportunity for one of these to win. Night Donna tries to catch up to Frosty, tries to look to make the move. It's not enough at the moment. The one-stop's looking better, but are they going to be able to get to the end? On the fuel and tyres, I'll tell you one thing. Night Donna looks like he will. Extra Frosty looks like he might as well, I think. It's a bit difficult to tell, so this could be a great race for the Subarus. We're not too sure whether Racer Tay will be able to make it to the end. I guess we're about to find out, because Vitman G, JPS Raiden could have just thrown this win away by doing a two-stop. A one-stop probably would have given them the opportunity that they needed to get to the end and win. We're about to find out who is going to come on top. A one-stop or a two-stop strategy. And here comes Night Donna down the inside, and he's got the run on Frosty before they even come in sight of the braking zone. Night Donna's through in a second, and now he's going to focus on taking first place. The Croatian fans around the circuit are in delight to see their home driver now in contention for a race win at his home race. Now then, JPS Raiden trying to catch back up to the top three to make an impact. Squeakers, Melon, BJ Robbo 28, not far off his teammate again. May trying to catch up to Robbo. Is May going to get at Robbo the same way that Robbo overtook M3 guy? We're about to find out. As we can see, there's the first Volkswagen, there's the second, and there's the other German manufacturer of the Mercedes. Last Mercedes and Volkswagen are sort of competing for third place in the constructors this late in the season. It's difficult. I think the Mercedes are in third at the moment going into this race. We're about to find out how that turns out. Meanwhile, May comes to the outside and he tries to get around the outside. Robert defends the inside of the final corner, forces May to get around the long way. That does not work, or does it? Because May's now in the side by side with BJ Robert 28, and Robert loses the position in the end. May did get around the outside. An incredible move from May, but now does Robbo have ult to retaliate? Yes, he does. No, he does not, sorry. As we come into the chicane, ERTM3 guy into the pits again. I think that's his second pit stop. Robbo, I think, might be trying to get the car to the end now, and Robbo loses the position to May. What we don't know is whether these cars are fuel saving, whether they're going to be going it all out. Meanwhile, Melon is on the back of the Lexus, the squeaky buttocks Lexus of Mess Squeakers. Is he going to get him? He's going to be very much try. Melon has been a race winner this season back in Interlagos, and he's pushing Squeakers through, and now he tries to get around the outside. That's not enough for Melon to get around the outside. So then, Melon tries to catch on to the back of Mess Squeakers. He's trying to see, can he set himself up a move? We've seen many people try and move down the inside here. It's not enough on this occasion, but he swings wide. Melon gets the driving line and he powers it through, and Squeakers loses it, and Melon's in the wall. Melon is in the wall because Squeakers has lost it. Just got too hairy on the traction, and that now allows May through on Melon and puts May right into contention to overtake Mess Squeakers. Is this going to be enough for May to make the overtake on Mess Squeakers into the top 6 now? Is he going to come down the inside? Is he going to make an attempt to get down the inside? Yes, he does, and down the inside goes May, and they make contact, and May's through and into 6th place, and on the same lap he's gone from 9th to 6th. What incredible progress the Mercedes driver is making here as he charges his way toward the front. We approach the final 3 laps of this race now. It's getting very close to the end. Who is going to come out on top? It's going to be an incredible race now to the finish. Night Donna looks to lead this close to the end. He's going to want to try and keep this. Racer Tay has dropped back considerably into 5th place. There's yellow flags. Can only assume that might be Adder again. Now Squeakers, May and Melon very close. Robbo just in the background there. Is Squeaks going to settle a move in at 5? It's possible. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it is possible. And in fact, no, Melon's going to get Squeaks on the exit of turn 5 and running down the hill into the squiggly section of the middle part of the track, and Melon is through. And he's through again on Squeakers. Now Melon has to try and charge to re-overtake May after May overtook Melon due to the incident between Melon and May. So, has Melon got what it takes to catch up and overtake May to move himself inside the top 6? Racer Tay a long way in front. It doesn't look like they're going to be moving inside the top 5 for a while. Squeakers looking to try and maybe just get this to the end at this point. So, what's going to happen now is Raiden all over the back of Extra Frosty as he tries to catch up. in the slipstream and on the back of the Subaru. He's all over him. The Ferrari, is it quicker on a straight line speed? Yes, it is. The Ferrari through with relative ease and drops Raiden down to second place now. Where's Vitman G? Not even on the podium. This is still enough for Vitman G to win the championship though at Dragon Trail. Racer Tate has made an emergency stop on the penultimate lap of the race. That's going to put him down the order, and that's not what he wants. Racer Tate down the order and has pitted in again on lap 14 of 15. That is just not ideal, but Raiden, now he's going to have to try and overtake Nike Donner. He's going to have to try and find his way through on the Croatian on the end of the race and cause an upset in his home race. Melond over the back, and Robbo and Racer Tate tries to get down the inside, and they make contact, and now as they head through turn 3, Robbo's still ahead. Racer Tate holds it around the outside, and he's got him. Racer Tate, fresher tyres, probably not fuel saving, and there we go. Racer Tate is through and into 8th place. Gets a bit of a wiggle on. Now can he get 7th? Can Racer Tate keep his progress and keep momentum going forward? Now Melond on the back of May, chasing him as we run left, right, all the way down the hill now. And now in a mad dash between these two German manufacturers, is Melond going to shape up a move on May? Not quite. Switches to the outside. He's done this quite a few times. He did this on Squeaks. Tries to cut back on the driving line, and it's not enough on this occasion. Melond is not through, but May gets a moment. May gets a moment of oversteer. A small snap of oversteer, and that goes curtains to May's 5th place. Now, has Melond got his sights on Extra Frosty? It might be a bit too far, a bit too much of a reach. Now May is on the back of Melond on the final lap now. Nike Donner has a commanding lead over JPS Raiden, and Vitman G Extra Frosty's dropped down to 4th place, and the Croatian fans are looking like they're going to be able to crown their very first Croatian race winner. Nike Donner to win his first race in the IGTL, or at least in the IGTL Group 3s. Foxy down in 15th place now. Raiden 2nd place in, he's doing these last 2 races are full-time races, so all these points matter to him. May on the back of Melon, can he get back through? It is almost over for May's title hopes and dreams this season, but can he hold on to 2nd as we close toward the end of the championship now? It looks like Vitman G is going to wrap it up here. Race Tay on the back of Squeakers now. So Race Tay, it looks like 7th might be the best he's got after an extra, probably unscheduled pit stop. So then this does put Race Tay in the position though with the fresher tyres, the better fuel, and arguably the better pace over Miss Squeakers. So is Race Tay going to be able to get through though? Because Squeakers, he can defend for the most part. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Race Tay is able to find a way through, and around the outside he swoops around the outside just as we were speaking about it, and Squeakers loses the position. That is that extra tyre grip, and Racer Tay's just gone around the outside like he's nothing. Squeak's tyres are dead, whereas Racer Tay's and Fresh Squeakers tries to make the move back down. Now then, Racer Tay's through, and that's relatively easy. He's already pulling out the gap, but the winner is JPS Raiden! Vitman G brings it home in 2nd, and not just that, Nike Donner's in 3rd, Frosty 4th, 5th place, it looks like it's going to be Melond, 6th place is May, 7th is Squeakers again, Racer Tay's in 8th, he's dropped down, he's had an incident somewhere, because now Robbo's through, and is he going to be doing it? Yes he does, Robbo is through, and he's in 8th place. Racer Tay drops to 9th. He must have hit the chicane somewhere, and that is disastrous. He gets a moment coming out the final corner. 7th place Squeakers, 8th place Robbo, 9th Racer Tay, 10th Intercy, 11th M3 Guy, 12th Hopper Fraggins, 13th Crazy Buttocks, 14th Dr. Robbo 28, 15th Foxy, and in 16th place is Adder, bringing up the rear yet again is Adder. But JPS Raiden somehow came through to win that race. Something must have happened to Nike Donner, but on that bombshell, because Raiden, not to take anything away from your victory, but the main story today is that Vitman G is officially the IGTL Season 5 World Champion, winning it with 1 race to go, and the IGTL's first ever multiple championship winner. What a season it's been for Vitman G. He has done everything right, and he's got the reward to show for it. The Peugeot driver might not have won this race, but he did win the championship. It's all over on the title race. They cannot be caught now. So this was Racer Tay's move on Squeaks on the final lap. So he's closing in, he sets it up, just swoops round the outside like he's absolutely nothing. And there you go. This is what happens to Nike Donis. This also on the final lap, he's leading. This is just before, oh, he got a snap oversteer, sends it into the gravel trap and in the barrier, and that's just absolutely disastrous. So Vitman G, world champion, made, just edging out in second place, Tay in third. Meanwhile, for the constructors, Vitman G doing well in that department as well. Second place is still the Subarus. Third is up to grabs, as both Volkswagen and the Mercedes are equal.